What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? I hope you like this video, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So here's what's up. Here's what's good. Here's what's going on. This is RuPaul's Drag Race season All Stars, All Stars 4, episode 11. Let me get myself together. I'm getting all tongue. I'm all over the place. Okay. So we pick up this episode where we left off. You know, we always got to talk about the elimination and who eliminated who and all of that. Last week was very emotional for me because I love me some Latrice Royale, and I was Team Royale. You know, I was hoping she would get her crown, honey, and go all the way. Now, and thank you to my subscriber who told me just say Vanilla with an M, because y'all know I'll be fucking Manella's name up. But thank you, that helps. I'll be saying Manella the whole time, because I kept wanting to say Manolo, I kept wanting to say Milan, but Manella helps me out a lot. Now, as we were going through this episode at the beginning, you know, Manella was very emotional because Latrice was her friend, and she really wanted to win that lip sync because she really wanted to help her friend. And the rest of the girls were they were really upset about it because they were like, well, you know, we were supposed to be going by report cards, and we supposed to be doing this and doing that. And let me explain something, honey. There are no fucking rules. You eliminate whoever you want to eliminate. Let me tell you something. If it's me and I'm in there, every time I get an opportunity to eliminate somebody, I'm eliminating my competition. And no, I don't feel like that's selling me short, because what I feel like is, if you want the crown more than me, then fucking win. Beat me. But if you put me in a position, why the fuck I'm going to eliminate the weak person? I can beat them. I'm going to eliminate the person that's giving me the most competition. That's how I feel about it. If you don't like it, put it in them comments. It's what it is. So, we know that Manila had Monet's lipstick. And, you know, of course, Monet at first was giving her the side eye like, oh, okay, bitch, that's how you want to play? So, the next time I'm in the top and you in the bottom, you gone. You know. I see you feeling some kind of way, Monet, but you came around a little bit later on, so that's cool. Alright, so, the challenge this week, again, no mini challenges, honey. The challenge this week is the roast of Lady Bunny. Lady Bunny is drag queen legend. She's one of RuPaul's best friends. She's been on episodes before. And, you know, they've done the roast before. So, because Monique won last week, she gets to pick the order. And she was very strategic. She didn't put herself first. She didn't put herself last. Those are the two pressure points. She put her friend first. One, because she knows that she put Monet first. I think because she knows that Monet can handle it. She knows Monet can kill it. And I believe she knew that. Let Monet go first. Let her get her shine. She put somebody who she felt was weak in between. She put Trinity next, and then she put herself third. And again, I thought that was very smart and strategic, because if I bomb, by the time they get to the end, they'll forget. And if I do well, hey, you hear me, you see me, it's cool. The other pressure point is last. So the person she put last was Manila. And it was strategic for a couple of reasons. One, they still mad at Manila because she was going to eliminate Monet or whatever. And because Manila is competition. She is winning these comps. She's in the top every week. So again, I ain't mad at you, Monique. That was very strategic. You used your leadership well. You used it to the best of your ability, your opportunity. Cool. Ru's in the workroom. If I haven't said it before, I love Ru's suits. I love the way they fit on him. I love the different patterns. I love his suits. I just love them. Anyway, Ru's in the workroom. This is the first time we've kind of seen Ru do this whole workroom thing. He does it a lot in the regular drag race, but in All Stars we haven't seen him do this a lot. But he did it this time, and we see who are the weak. You know, Monet's doing well, which is what we expect. Trinity's struggling. Valentina's struggling. Naomi, We didn't really see Naomi and Monique too much. But Manila had RuPaul rolling in the aisle, so Monique was sort of sitting there like, oh shit. Maybe I set myself up, because Manila is killing it. Guest judges this week is Yvette Nicole Brown, who I love. And then, what's her name? Cecily, somebody from Saturday Night Live. So they're working with her. They're coming out and they're kind of running their running their jokes by her, so that they can kind of see what works, what doesn't work, what flows, and all that good stuff. Valentina is just beyond delusional. Let's talk about Valentina for a minute. Every week, Valentina comes in and she does this runway strut. Now, don't get me wrong, she be wearing some badass outfits. And she gives her pose and she gives her When she bombed at the Snatch Game, not only did she not realize that she bombed, she didn't accept that she bombed. When Erica Cash last week wasn't crazy about her dress, she was very offended and upset and said that her dress was sickening and didn't and that judge just didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. When I said fuck, she would say fuck. And now this week, what I will say is that she totally acknowledges that she is not a comedy queen. But in her mind, she's a beauty queen, so she doesn't need comedy. Except for this week. She knows that she needs the comedy. Valentina, and this whole episode, honey, I say that because this whole episode, Valentina is a little delusional. This whole episode. So, when they come out to work with, what's her name? I wrote her name down. Cecily, thank you. When they come out to work with Cecily, she loves Monet, which is what we expect. Valentina, struggling. She's struggling. But again, she knows she's struggling. And I thought that was going to kind of work to her advantage. We'll get there. Monique had a character. She knew what she wanted to do. And when she kept talking over Cecily, she wasn't really listening. And I think same thing she did when she had the challenge and she was the team lead, where she wasn't listening to people, when she kept talking over people. I really think Monique needs to slow down and stop enjoying the sound of her voice so much, because she's missing stuff. And it was borderline disrespectful. And I know it was editing. I get that some of that was editing. But it was borderline disrespectful, because it was like, here this professional is, and she's trying to give you some tips and advice, and you're just talking over her. And you're almost dismissing what she's saying. It's almost like, yeah, I hear you, but, oh, okay, whatever. But, you know, I don't know who this is. Who is this? Honey. This Cash App. Honey. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. That was an alert. I sent a Cash App earlier and it didn't go through. And now it's just going through. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. So, then we see Manila. And again, Manila's jokes are landing. A few of them, you know, Cecily had some input and some suggestions, and Manila's listening, right? Manila's she's a very seasoned queen. She's got it. She understands. Naomi, I'm worried about Naomi. Honey, I am worried about Naomi, because see, Naomi has been safe. Now, she has surprised me, don't get me wrong. Like last week, she totally surprised me. She did really well. Snatch Game, she did really well. But she still was sort of in the middle. She was safe. So I'm a little worried about her, because she don't come off comedy queen to me. But we're going to see how it goes. Valentina comes in the room, honey, and she says, I got to get my makeup done. I got to do my makeup and work on my jokes. And she walks in, she does her little strut, and then she goes straight to the mirror, and she is in that mirror, honey. So, they get to talking. You know, they got to have their little workroom scene or whatever. They get to talking, and they start talking about how are we going to judge. Like, okay, it's getting tight now. Things are getting sort of, you know, how are we going to do this? And Manila explains herself she explains her opinion. She says, look, I get it that people aren't crazy about how I think through my judging and who I would save and who I wasn't. And she said, and she was talking to Monet, she said, I understand you were upset. Like, I get that. She said, but understand that I had a loyalty to Latrice that goes beyond this. She said, but now that Latrice is gone, I no longer have that loyalty. And the longer that we are here, the more the lines are going to get blurred, because I love all of you. And my feelings for everyone will change. And Monet got it. Like Monet was like, I was all ready to send Manila home, but the more I'm listening to her and the more I'm hearing what she's saying, I get it. I get it. And I understand why she would have sent me home. Don't have to like it, but I understand it. And so I like that Monet sort of came around because, like I said, I was worried that Monet was just going to be on some old revenge shit. But of course, Trinity is still Trinity. Shady bitch. Ooh, Trinity is shady as shit. But I don't think we got to worry about Miss Trinity. Alright, so the roast of Miss Lady Bunny. Lady Bunny is in her casket. You have the judges. You have Rue and, Michelle and Ross. We start off with Monet. Monet kills it. Monet is hilarious. I'm over here cracking up laughing. I like Monet. I like her humor. I find her funny. And I feel like she always, like last week, I did not think she deserved to be in the bottom. I think she always brings it. But she did very well. Then we had Trinity. Crickets. Trinity totally bombed. After Trinity, we had Monique. I think Monique did really well. Monique did a character. She did a Southern preacher. So she was doing sort of a eulogy with the cadence of a Southern preacher. She did a story of Jonah and the whale. And it worked for me. I think she did really well. And it worked for me. I thought she was funny. The judges thought she was funny. Then we have Miss Naomi Smalls. Let me tell y'all something. I know I say this every week. Her lips irk my nerves. I have no idea what is going on with I don't know. They're not as bad when she doesn't have the makeup on, but when the makeup, they just because they just look so fake. They don't look like, anyway. But she bombed, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I said, Naomi, you might be in the bottom this week, baby. Then Miss Valentina comes out. Let me tell you something about this damn delusional ass Valentina. She comes out there with sunglasses on. And it seems like she's doing a parody of the whole mask. Can I keep my mask on, Mother Rue? And she has these sunglasses on, and Rue tells her, no, take them off. Now, had she not said nothing about it, Rue probably wouldn't have gave a damn because, she would have probably just thought maybe it was part of your, part of your costume. And I don't think she would have stopped the show to say, take your sunglasses off. Not like the same as when you were going to lip sync with a mask on, honey. Like, no. She takes her sunglasses off, and she hasn't done her eye makeup. And my thing is, bitch, you walked in the door and went straight for the mirror and said, I'm not going to be talking today because I got to do my makeup. And I'm thinking to myself, then what the hell did you do that you didn't get your, like, she ain't have on no eyelashes. No, and I know it's a lot to transform. I know it's a process and it takes a while to do the whole makeup transformation. I get that. But how you ain't get your eye makeup done? I just didn't understand that. And then you made a big deal about it as if it was part of your joke. But it wasn't funny. Anyway. Then Manila comes out and Manila kills it. I mean, she kills it. She does a good job. I think she did a good job. Lady Bunny was in the casket laughing, honey. It was good. So we had about a 50-50. We had 3 that did really well, and we had 3 that sort of bombed it, right? Okay. Let's take it to the runway. The runway is angelic white. Monet is first. Honey, Monet slays. Monet's outfit, I thought. Now, y'all know, I say this all the time. I am no fashionista. So, my opinion don't mean shit. Because I'm not a fashionista. I just like what I like and I don't like what I like. And usually what I like is what everybody else hates and vice versa. But Monet, I thought, did a really good job. She had this headpiece on that was Pope-ish. Sort of gave you that idea of the Pope's, with the, I can't remember the proper name for it. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And, of course, she's got that bodysuit because, Monet going to give you a bodysuit, honey. And she's got red contacts, so her eyes look red like a devil kind of thing. And it was beautiful. I thought it was a beautiful runway. I thought it was a beautiful outfit she had on. I thought she looked good. Next, we had, was it Naomi was next? No, Trinity. And I thought Trinity looked nice. You know, she had a flat wig and a white outfit with a little gold trim. I thought she looked nice. I mean, she didn't blow me out the water, but I thought she looked nice. Monique came through. She had on her white, and then she had on like this, but for me, the highlight of her outfit was this white headpiece that she had on. It was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. I like white. Naomi Smalls came out in a whole Prince type get up thingy. And it was cute. She looked like Prince. She had the guitar and the hair and all that. Naomi likes to do characters. She likes to come out on the runway and have a story with hers. And I thought she did a good job. Miss Valentina, honey, comes to the runway. And in her dress, the dress is pretty. But she's talking about how much this dress costs and how this dress costs more than what we're worth, and the silk is the 100% finest silk in the world. And I mean, she's just talking about how wonderful this dress is. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, it's cute. But the more you talk about it, the less I like it. And maybe that's just me being petty, but oh well, I can be petty. Manila comes out and she has on this like goddess, almost like Athena, Amazon, where's the island that Wonder Woman's from. It's cute, but it's very light and flowy, and like I said, it's got that whole Amazon type thing going. So that was the runway. Runway, like I said, I thought it was decent. Nobody, in my opinion, totally bombed, and a few people I really, really liked. So our tops for the week are Monet Exchange and Manila. But RuPaul done threw a little monkey wrench this week, honey, because if you're not in the top, you are in the bottom and you are up for elimination. So the two tops, and that means that the four that were at the bottom that left: Monique, Valentina, Naomi, and Trinity, honey. So it's a whole new ball game, right? They go back to the workroom. And this is where I say Valentina is just delusional. In her mind, she said, well, first of all, let me start this. First of all, everybody starts reading off their report card, because remember, they were going off these report cards about who was going to be eliminated and who was not and all that stuff, right? They doing these report cards. Well, everybody's report card at this point is almost the same, right? Top, bottom, safe, whatever. And Manila says now, nobody really wants to go by that report card now, because everybody's report card looks pretty much the same. And what you thought was in your advantage may not be so much now. Like, for example, Monique was in the top twice and the bottom twice. Well, that cancels each other out, huh? Naomi, she's never been top or bottom, but she's been safe. Valentina says, well, I've been in the bottom, but I didn't agree. And I think the judges were wrong. And I think you would all agree that I didn't deserve to be there. Honey, everybody is looking at her like, this bitch is crazy. So, Valentina is slowly turning into persona non grata, right? Because everybody is sort of looking at her like, are you really this delusional? Like, do you really not understand that, like, really? Really? Like, something. And Manila, they doing their little one-on-ones. Monique said, I don't need to do no one-on-ones. Just know I ain't trying to go home, and I don't think that I deserve to go home. I said, okay, Monique. But Naomi, after she talked to Manila, was like, Manila is a wild card. Like, I don't know which way she's going to go. Like, I don't know what we doing here. Is she going to send me home? Is she going to keep me? Like, I really don't know what's going on. But at this point, everybody sort of agrees that Valentina needs to go, because she really doesn't get it. Like, the judges were saying that, she said, well, the judges were laughing at me. I mean, the judges thought I was funny. And when they gave her her critique, what they told her was, well, we're not sure we were laughing with you or at you. So a laugh doesn't mean a good thing in this case. And she just totally didn't hear that. She said, but they laughed. So I guess her thing was, I don't give a damn why they was laughing. They were laughing. And they said, well, who do you think should go home? And she says Monique or, did she say Naomi, I think? Monique was like, huh? Monique got great critiques from the judges there. Everybody thought she was funny. If Ru was doing a top and a bottom, Monique would have been safe. She wouldn't have been in them. I believe if Ru had done a top and a bottom, I believe Valentina and either Trinity or Naomi would have been in the bottom. And maybe not. It'd have been one of those three. I mean, 2 out of those 3 would have been in the bottom. So, Monique, I don't think would have been anywhere near the bottom at all. Trinity might have got a pass from the point of view of everybody knows that Trinity is funny and she just had an off night. So I think it might have been Naomi and Valentina in the bottom had Ru done a top bottom. So anyway, they go through the whole thing of who's lipstick and all that stuff. And they're lip syncing to Aretha Franklin Jump to It. And it's Monet and it's Manila. Let me tell you something. I enjoyed that lip sync. That song has and it's funny, some things you don't realize until you see a lip sync. But that song has a whole lot of oohs and ahs, a whole lot of scatting type stuff like a Ella Fitzgerald. It's got a lot of talking, a lot of monologue. And let me tell you something, Monet knew the damn words tonight, honey. There'd be no question about whether she knew the words. She knew every ooh, ah, And her and Manila, it's almost like they weren't competing with each other. It's almost like they were, a couple of times they were doing the same dance. They were strutting across the stage in sync. Like, I almost think they forgot that they were supposed to be competing against each other and were just having fun with the song. And it was so much fun to watch that lip sync. It wasn't no death drops. It wasn't no extra theatrics. It was just fun. It was fun. I do think Monet edged out Manila, though. I think Monet did some quirky things and did some sort of fun things that I would have chosen Monet. So RuPaul says, okay, I've made some decision. Who's my top? So she says, Manila Lazan, Sean, you are a winner. You get the $10,000. And I'm like, I don't think Manila should have won. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know. That's supposed to. Matter of fact, in my notes, I circled Monet's name so I could say in my review. And then RuPaul turns to Monet and says, Monet, you win. Like, oh, okay. So now the question is, okay, are we going to eliminate two people? Like, what if both of them pick the same lipstick? What if they got two different names? Like, what's getting ready to happen? It's like, everybody on stage is totally confused, right? So, RuPaul, she says, as of right now, the rules of RuPaul's Drag Race have been suspended indefinitely until further notice. She says, so I need everybody to get back to the workroom until you get further instructions. They get back to the workroom. RuPaul wrote a little note on the board basically saying lip sync for your, I forget what it's called, but I forget what she wrote exactly, but basically they were feeling like, oh, she done went back to the old rules. We're going to lip sync for our life now. It's no more that you lip sync and then pick who's going to go home. And then Lady Bunny shows up in the mirror and, says what she's going to say. And, earlier Lady Bunny made a Vanjie joke. It was funny. It was cute. And she says, well, look behind you. And they turn around, and guess who's there? The 4 bitches that have already been eliminated. Which, of course, I love. And it's funny because I kind of had a feeling that they do it every season. So I kind of had a feeling they were going to do a Somebody Can Come Back episode. And I was really hoping they were going to do it because y'all know I really want Latrice to get a chance to come back. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm not sure what's going to happen. But next week, everybody's back. And from the reviews, everybody's in the workroom. So I guess they're going to get a chance to try to come back into the competition. I don't know. We'll see how that goes down, honey. But it was as Monique Hart would say, I was gooped, honey. It was all kinds of twists and turns at the end of this episode. So I can't wait till next week and see how this goes down. Let me know what y'all think in them comments.